Hello, I'm Zoe and this is Spencer. Spencer and I are going to show you how to do a health check on a dog. Spencer is a Saluki cross lurcher. So I'm just going to show Spencer walking around. Come on then, Spencer, good boy. And what I'm doing now is just looking at how Spencer's walking, just looking at how he's standing on his 4 feet. Come on this way, Spencer, come. Sometimes if you use encouraging words with dogs and you use quite a high-pitched friendly tone, they'll respond very well to that. So looking at Spencer, looking at how he's standing and how he's walking, I can see that he isn't lame on any feet or any limbs. He's standing nice and squarely on all 4 legs, and he's fairly bright and alert. He has tucked his tail away a little bit, but lurchers do tend to do that. And his body position and his posture suggests that he's quite happy. He's certainly quite happy with me. He's sort of nuzzled up next to me, so he feels quite nice and assured. It's very important when you're handling dogs to have a good look at their temperament, have a look at how their body is postured, have a look at any sort of indicators that you can use. So ears are always a good one. Are their ears back, forwards, or just down? And the tail is also another good indicator. So is it wagging? Is it tucked in between their legs, or is it held aloft? So, as with any health check of any animal, it's really important to have a methodical approach. And what I always do is I always start with the head and work my way down to the tail. So if we have a look at Spencer's head, we'll start with his nose. He's got a very nice black shiny nose, and you can see it's slightly moist. That's a sign of a healthy nose in a dog. What I want to do now is just to have a look inside his mouth. So I'm just going to pull back his upper lip nice and gently, just to have a look at his teeth. You can see he's got some tartar on his teeth here, but that's very common with a dog of his age. Just to have a look at the back molars, and you can see there's the carnassial tooth there, and the molars. Again, a little bit of tartar, but nothing too much. And his breath is fine. If you notice any unusual odours, any bad breath on the dog, then it's advisable to take it to the vets. Just having a look now at his eyes. You can see they're nice and bright and shiny. You can see that he's moving and focusing with both eyes. Tiny little bit of discharge just in both the bases of the eye. Just here, but that's nothing to worry about at all. That's quite normal. Now if we look further back, we'll take a look at his ears. So we'll take his right ear again. So just opening up his ear canal, if he just lifts his head up, there we can just see into his ear canal. Nice and clean in here, no strange odours, fairly hair-free down inside the ear canal. And that's what you want to see in a dog. No obvious foreign objects, a nice healthy ear. So I'm just going to check the other side now, exactly the same thing. So here we go, just have a look inside the ear canal. Again, exactly the same, a nice healthy ear, no odour, no wax, nice and clean. Good boy. So moving down through the body, we're just going to take a look at the limbs now. We'll do the 4 limbs first of all. So starting on the right side, just feeling down the limb, feeling for any unusual shapes, lumps, bumps, any painful areas. He doesn't have any. I'm just going to lift up his foot now, just have a look at it. So always lift it up in a nice comfortable position for the dog, so don't over flex or extend the joints. Just separating between the pads. Dogs can quite commonly get foreign objects in here, grass seeds and so on, when they've stood on them. And just looking at his nails are a fine length. You can see when he stands, his nails don't touch the floor, so they're just about the right length, so they don't need any kind of trimming. When you have to trim nails of any animal, you always have to be aware of the quick. So the quick is the live part that grows down inside the nail. If you do cut this, what you'll find is that it will bleed, and it will be quite sensitive to the animal. So you always have to be aware of where that is. On a dog that's got white claws like this, it's very easy to see. It's easy to see as the pink part that grows inside the nail. So running my hand just down his back limb. Again, no sort of problem areas that I can find there. Gently lifting up his back foot and just checking in for the nails, exactly the same as we did with the front. Just feeling inside the pads just to make sure there's no sensitive areas. very common for dogs to get foreign bodies, grass seeds and things in here. So you do need to pay particular attention to these. So feeling in between the toes, that's all fine. And then I'll just do the other side, just to make sure that I've done all four. So there's nothing wrong here again, just having a quick feel round. There's no problems there. Now, just generally, to look at the dog's condition, you just want to have an overall look at him. Now, he's obviously a lurcher cross, so you're looking for a very fine muscled dog that doesn't carry a lot of extra weight. If you feel over him, you should be able to feel the ribs nice and easily, and you could even see a little bit of them when he's moving around, but not too much. So he's got a very, very nice body condition. His coat's also very nice. If I rub it up the other way, I'll just be checking for his skin. So if I just rub it up the other way here, you can see his skin. So you can see it's right in there, and it's nice and light pale pink. So if he had any sort of parasite infection or he'd been near anything which had irritated him, that would be inflamed. So just do that gently all over, just to see if you can see anything that's causing a problem. So no obvious issues here. Make sure you check underneath, because quite often if they lay down on something that will irritate them, it'll be this area here that's inflamed. So just check. I've got in here. And you can see in here, absolutely fine. No inflammation. Okay. Just check his tail. Sometimes dogs can get problems with their tails, particularly if they're wagging them a lot. They can cause quite a lot of injury if they hit them onto door frames. So you're just feeling down the tail to make sure that the bangs feel nice and straight and there aren't any wounds on the skin. His tail feels fine, so just let it go. So overall then, having felt all of Spencer's body, he feels absolutely fine to me.